I found comic books, board games, killer VHS titles, even Super Nintendo games at the Goodwill. Solid SNES titles. Stick around. What is up, Internet? Retro here, and welcome back to another episode of Retro Hunting. So if you're new to the channel, almost the entire collection that you see behind me, I've gotten from flea markets, thrift stores, and garage sales. And this whole series is just to show you some live footage of me out there when I'm actually retro hunting. But if you are new and you love all things 80s and 90s nostalgia, I'm talking about video games, movies, toys, and more, make sure to hit that freaking subscribe button and the bell so you don't miss out on new weekly videos. Let's get into it. So here's my first pickup to show you guys. So I go to my local Goodwill here in town, and when you walk in, there's usually to the left all these comic books. So I didn't grow up like reading comics like crazy. I liked the X-Men comic books. I had a bunch of those, but like in general, I wasn't like the biggest comic book kid collector. So I don't usually look at them, but this particular day, something caught my eye. I don't know what it was. I don't know if there was one like laying on top or something, but there were a ton. And I was like, I feel like I need to look through these. So I started looking through some of these comic books, and I found some that I really liked. So some of the first ones I found were these TMNT Adventures comic books. So here's one with the Statue of Liberty on it. And then here is another one with a shark. So I'm looking at the back of this as I'm showing you, and this is my favorite part about comic books, are all the ads. Like here's a Chuck Rock for the Super Nintendo ad. On the back of this is the Turtles arcade cab. But when you flip through these, you see all kinds of like nostalgic commercials and stuff. So that's one reason why I love these, but also I love the Turtles. I'm a turtle guy. So I picked up a couple of those. I think those are all the turtle ones. So there was two. No, here's one more turtle comic book. Terracide, part 1 of 3. So I guess there's 3. Oh yeah, look at this. Beauty and the Beast for the Sega Genesis. A little article or ad. Though I love that about these old comic books. So there was 3 turtle comic books. These were all $2 a piece. Here is a Thundercats comic book. 65 cents. What year is this? I gotta know years. I know I'm always telling y'all years. 1986. Thundercats, and look, there's a Care Bear ad on the back of this. I'm telling you, I could flip through these all day with these ads. I love it. And then I actually picked up quite a few of these. Let's see, these are all Ren and Stimpy comic books. Let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them. I didn't know there was Ren and Stimpy comic books, but here's one. Here is Ren and Stimpy Show Bubble Bath. Who knew there were all these comic books? I bet there's a ton of them. Here is Spider-Man against Toastman. I don't know, man. I had to pick these up though. Definitely Nickelodeon kid, so those will go great in the collection someplace. So 8 of the Ren and Stimpy comic books. And then this one is probably my favorite, and it's a Back to the Future comic book. It's like the animated series by Harvey Comics, not for resale. Interesting. Saturday mornings on CBS. So that was the Back to the Future cartoon. I have no idea how many episodes there were on that, but Back to the Future is my favorite movie. So I had to pick up Back to the Future, the comic book. Pretty sweet. Next pickup that I hardly ever see are thermoses. So I'm at a couple different Goodwills this particular week, and I find some of the thermoses that go in lunch boxes back in the 80s and the 90s. So the first one I find is this Animaniacs thermos, and it's Aladdin brand.
So just sit back and relax, you'll laugh when you can laugh. We're Animaniacs.
So this was $1 $1.11. I saw that and I knew I had to have it. So I started to kind of look at the cup sections now. I don't ever do that at the Goodwill, but since I found this, I started to do that. So here is the Animaniacs, no lunchbox, just the thermos. And then a couple days later, I find this one at a different Goodwill, and it is the Power Rangers, and I got this one for $1.21. So 10 cents more, but that's all right. Again, I never ever see these old thermoses. This is 1994. And then at a Goodwill, these were both at the same Goodwill. Somebody unloaded their Alf collection.
Have a seat.
Who are you? What are you?
A little background. My name is Alf. I come from the planet Melmac.
And here is an Alf thermos. And a little small cup. This is 1987 and 1987 Alien Productions, but it's still the Thermos brand. So pretty sweet to add to the collection. I'm getting quite the collection of thermoses and lunchboxes lately, but I like them. Next pickup is a classic game, and that is Mr. Freaking Bucket.
Hey kids, bet you can't catch me.
Put your balls in the bucket.
I'm Mr. Bucket, Mr. Bucket.
Put your balls in the bucket.
But the balls won't pop out. With the balls in my top, but I'll run around, bop them away, and pop them out of my mouth. Mr. Bucket from Milton Bradley, batteries not included.
Pizza sun.
The motorized drop in the bucket game. This is the actual one from like the 90s. They remade these, I think, a couple years ago, but obviously you can tell it's from the 90s. Look at these weird kids with their weird clothes. And they are playing Mr. Bucket. This was a staple back in the day for all 90s kids. So I got this out for my son and tried to play it. You have to have like a huge space to play Mr. Bucket. Like you can't be having, you know, your end tables and stuff in the living room. I don't know where these kids are to be playing Mr. Bucket right now, but at some point I got to get my son to play Mr. Bucket because man, what an amazing game. Did you guys play Mr. Bucket back in the day? Pretty sweet pickup for $3.13. Mr. Bucket. Next up is a video game pickup, kind of. They are the stickers. So the first one I actually saw in this flea market. I'm at this flea market and I see Babe stickers, I think is the first one I saw. Then I saw these. There are All Real Monster stickers. And I thought, okay, those are really cool. And they're 75 cents, I think, 50 or 75 cents. And I see these Diddy Kong Racing stickers. These are brand new. They've never been opened and they were dirt cheap. So just so you guys know, Diddy Kong Racing, if you've never played this game, you have to play it. I'm gonna say this, it rivals Mario Kart 64. I know that's crazy, I know that's probably blasphemous, but I'm telling you, it is so good. It has like an adventure mode where you get, you kind of progress in that way rather than just racing. So tell me down below, do you guys like Mario Kart or Diddy Kong Racing? I'm sure I'm gonna get more Mario Karts, but if you've never played Diddy Kong Racing, you've gotta play it. Pretty sweet to pick up for like less than $2. Next up is an actual game pickup, and I go to this thrift store it's kind of a weird thrift store. Like there's no rhyme or reason, it's all donations that are here at this place, and over where the DVDs and the CDs are, I find a couple games. The first one is Red Faction, and this is for the PlayStation 2. I've never heard, seen, or played this one before, so y'all tell me down below if Red Faction is any good. These are marked at $2, but I actually paid less than that. The next one is Extermination. I don't know anything about this one either. Welcome to the Endangered Species list. A pretty serious looking game. And then the last one, I have played this before, and I had it in my collection at one point, but I sold it or something. Capcom's Classic Collection Volume 2. So Capcom Classics Collection brings together 20 of Capcom's Golden Arcade games on one disc. 20 games, endless memories. Pretty sweet to pick up. I brought these up there, and again, we're gonna have to go back to the footage if I have it. And I think she ended up charging me like 75 cents each for these. So I don't know value. I'll try to put it down below what I paid and what they're worth, but pretty good deal on those. Okay, pickup number whatever number this is. I go to my Salvation Army, and they sell VHS for 25 cents, really cheap, just trying to get rid of them. And I actually found some pretty sweet VHS that I wanted to pick up for the collection. Here is, I got Rambo. Okay, I picked these up because they've never been opened. This is Rambo 3. It's never been opened, so sometimes when I see that, I feel like I have to. Here is Fist, never been opened as well, and I'll probably keep them like that. Nighthawks. Why were these never opened? I don't know. And why did this person decide in 2020 that they wanted to get rid of all their Stallone VHSs? Here is Cobra. Pretty freaking rad 80s cover on that with his sunglasses. And then A League of Their Own. I didn't have that one yet. I don't have, the Goonies was in there too, but I don't know where that is. I think I ended up watching that, and I didn't put it back with all of these. Here is Firewalker with Chuck Norris and that guy. I've never seen that movie before. And then two that I was actually excited about were two more Ernest VHSs, and it is Hey Vern. It's my family album comedy special. Know what I mean? That was his like tagline thing that he said.
Know what I mean? 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 Know what I mean?
So there was that one, and then Ernest Greatest Hits Volume 1. I'm becoming an Ernest collector. I don't know what's wrong with me, but pretty sweet to pick those up. And here is the receipt on those. It was 10 VHS for $2.50. Can't beat that. And I keep running out of room. Crap. In the last pickup, I'm at my Goodwill, and I'm telling you guys, I never ever see cartridge-based games at my Goodwill. I just don't. Like, if I do, it's once every like 3 months, and it's NHL 94 or Madden 95. Like, it's never anything good. And you gotta think about it. I mean, these games now, original Nintendo games are like 30 plus years old. Super Nintendo games are 25 plus years old. So yeah, you just don't see them, you just don't see them very much anymore. Well, I'm at my Goodwill, and I see a couple different games, and I'm like, I'm assuming that it's NHL 94. And I flip them over, and to my surprise is Indiana Jones Greatest Adventures, and it is extremely clean. The label looks great on it. The cartridge looks good all the way around. So that was awesome to see. And then Super Punch-Out at the Goodwill. Like, these two games were at the Goodwill. I never see cartridge-based games at the Goodwill. I was so excited to see those, and I cannot remember what they were priced at. I want to say they were under $5. Hopefully the footage shows us. So a killer deal to pick those up at the Goodwill. And that is it for this episode of Retro Hunting. I think we did pretty good. Kind of hit the whole gamut of all retro things. Comic books, VHS, the old thermoses, board games, the stickers. Man, those stickers were really cool. What was your favorite thing that I found in this episode of Retro Hunting? Guys, thank you as always for watching these videos. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to do that. Hit that like button if you would. It helps the algorithm in some way. I don't really know how it works, but I keep hearing that it helps. I have no idea. But hey, go check out some of the other videos, and until next time, peace.